KQ Morning Show is back. Let's go. 92 KQRS.
We're back. KQ Morning Show, 5:40, and it's traffic time. KQ Traffic is sponsored by Walzer Automotive. Looking pretty good out there. Just one stall to watch out for. Right shoulder, 94 eastbound at Huron Boulevard. Another nice warm day today. Partly sunny, 42 degrees. 33 degrees tonight, clear skies, and 44 tomorrow for your Friday. We do have a special caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I'm a special caller.
Wow. Do we have a dragon on the line?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't this sound great? Sounds wonderful, doesn't it?
Jeez, Tom, sorry to hear, man.
Well, thank you. But the reason I called in, I mean, obviously I still don't feel great, but so I went into the studio at 4 o'clock this morning. Okay, sitting over there on the west end. I'm at the studio, and I got to run down the hall. And then about 15 minutes later, I got to run down the hall again.
Oh, no.
If we're following, apparently the infection is leaving my body, but not, you know what I mean? Have you gone through this yet, Brian?
You know what? I went through it. Maria went through it, and it's weird. I don't know if it's the Delta variant of COVID. Exactly. They don't tell you when you get the test, but it's our symptoms have been exactly aligned, and you're about 4 or 5 days behind me, a few days behind me, as Maria was. So I did the same thing, and then about 2 or 3 days later, Maria's just dashing back and forth, and so yeah, it's. Same damn thing, man.
Excuse me. Sorry. So anyway, sorry there. I didn't mean to cough in your ear.
Jeez, man. You just got to sleep this thing out, man. That's about all you can do.
Well, here's the deal. So I'm at the studio. I go down a couple of times. The third time, now this is all 3 times within about a half an hour. And, of course, we're talking about eliminating, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently the infection is leaving my body through my anus. it's the best way to put it. But I literally, that third time down the hall, I barely made it. And I went, so I literally got in my car, came back home 4 times now. I barely made it into the house. It's like, oh, my God. It's just... Yeah. So originally the doctor told me not to come back till next Monday, but I pushed it. He said, okay, well, if you really feel good enough, that's why I came in yesterday. But I didn't. So how long did it last? We got Dr. Brian here talking about anal explosion for me.
Right. I was tethered to the bathroom. And by the way, the studio I work in here, the home studio, that's why I've been able to jump on, is literally 1 step out my door. Yeah. And I kept both doors open, so I didn't even have to bother opening a door. But a good 2 days into about 2.5 days, I'd say, before I started going with the Pepto, and that helped a little bit, but it's just a temporary fix. But yeah, you're looking at all day today, and hang close to the commode, as my dad likes to call it, tomorrow as well.
Yeah, right. So tomorrow is just like a 2-day thing. Then that's it.
Yeah.
I just thought, how did they not see any of this stuff coming 2 years ago? Honest to God.
I know. Now we got a new one, and is it ever going to end?
Yeah. Do you think this Omicron do you think this is anything? Or
no? You know what? Because it's Fauci was on TV last night, and he said the first case just popped up here in the U.S., by the way, which means it's been here for about a month. And it's probably all over the place. Hell, that might be what we have. Who knows? But they said it popped up in California. A guy came back from South Africa to San Francisco. But they say his symptoms are really mild, no hospitalization. So I think this thing is just getting watered down. It's going to turn into the flu, the next cold. We'll battle it every year. We'll take a couple of days off, but it's not going to be knocking countries to its knees and killing so many people.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's the great news. I still feel terrible. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, I put it together for about the morning, and then as soon as the morning show is over, I go sleep for about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
and then I wake up and feel like I want to take another nap. So it's just zapped me. But because I'm working from home, none of you guys are. But because I'm working from home, I can wander in here, do this. Right, and if I need to duck out, I duck out.
Yes, I did because I had heard you get it and 10 days later it passes and everything's good. Well, I'm on day 18 today. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
This thing, well, but you got to be on what? You got to be almost 4 weeks in, aren't you? Or 3.5 anyway.
Yeah, it's just been lingering, but they say that's this Delta variant. It's hitting hard. It's blasting through vaccines. Clearly, we've all been vaccinated. Yeah. And
right.
it just lingers. And this is the one they say you might be positive for 3 months, which is, I don't know. I'm starting to wander out into public, but now I'm wearing a mask, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Am I spreading this damn thing? So it messes with you, but it's going to be with you for a while, Tom. Maria's still, yesterday she had a bad day yesterday. Yesterday she couldn't, she did the same thing, went back to work remotely, and yesterday couldn't get it done. Yesterday just had to fold in the cards and went to bed all day.
Yeah, I mean, that's basic. I felt pretty, I didn't feel great on the show yesterday, but I felt pretty good. And throughout the day, it seemed like, but then I literally got home at about, I suppose about 11 o'clock in the morning. I literally got so hot and sweaty that I couldn't even, I laid in bed, but genius that I am, and I'm sorry taking up all your time here, Candace, but tough. We can just blow off all the ads.
Right.
We'll just talk on the phone the rest of the day, but very quickly, I didn't feel like vomit. I just felt really, really worn out and tired.
Yeah.
But dimwit that I am, I laid down on the bed without taking my jacket off, which made it even worse. So I woke up. I felt horrible yesterday, but I think that's because I was wearing my jacket to bed. But now I think it's good news that so by next Monday I should be, this is going to be gone. Do you think maybe by Saturday?
What the hell do I know? But hopefully you turn that corner, and I'll tell you what, if I was driving in, if I had to drive in, well, first of all, I would have missed all of last week, but, I'd be in the same boat. But, there have been a couple of times when we did this last week, we go to Tunes for a while and play some best of stuff. I just would walk out on the couch and set the alarm for 20 minutes. And I literally pass out for 20 minutes, wake up, read a couple of, we do some traffic and weather, and repeat. So, you just got to ride it out. Just rest, man. Just sleep. I know it's driving you bonkers. And take your damn jacket off when you go to bed.
It's funny. I'm sitting here with my jacket on.
Well, whatever makes you feel better. I've got a blanket I've been walking around. Maria's like, she said, you're walking around like you have a damn cape on. You're like the Grim Reaper because this blanket wrapped around me.
So I think this is a good sign that I'm going back to eliminating, because it sounds better at 5:40 in the morning or 5:50 in the morning, whatever it is. But I guess it's all coming out, so I am hoping that's a good sign anyway. I still don't feel that great though. That's the weird thing.
That was the last, big hurdle. Once I got past that, once I, dropped about 4 pounds in 24 hours, I did start to feel better. Then that's when I felt like I had turned the corner and I was
good maybe
to go.
this weekend. So I should have followed the doctor
for a while.
Because I talked the doctor into letting me come back yesterday. He didn't want to let me come back. I said, I feel great. Don't worry about it. So he was right. He didn't want me to go back till next Monday, so I guess he and God had a talk. I'm not coming back till next Monday, apparently.
That's for being cocky. Well, if you wondered what you would sound like if you had kept smoking for the last 40 years, now we know.
Yeah, this would be my voice. So listen, here's the deal with the traffic. Yeah, that would be really good. That's a really good sound. But anyway, I just want to let people know that it's not that I don't feel great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel anywhere near as bad as I did. But I got to stay close to that open door, as Brian called it. I believe it. I left both doors open as well. Believe me. So
keep a fresh roll nearby.
If you want me to, like I said, I'm going to be sitting around. You want me to call in again later on this morning? I can call in a couple of times. As long as I'm close enough to the bathroom, I'm fine.
We'll check back in with you, Tommy.
All right, Sounds. Thank you very much for your understanding. Have a great day.
Well, yeah, I feel better.